The New York Knicks just made a very underrated signing by bringing in Moses Brown on an Exhibit 10 camp contract. Brown turns just 25 years old next week and is 7'2", 258 pounds. He gives the Knicks some legit size, defense, and rebounding at the center position. If you look at our current depth chart, there's just not a lot behind Karl-Anthony Towns. Mitchell Robinson will not be ready until at least December. It might linger into January, which means the Knicks are going to have to rely on Precious Achiuwa, Jericho Sims, and Ariel Hukporti. That's just not a lot if we're being honest. Yes, in the first preseason game, I thought Achiuwa and Sims played very well. Even last season when in the lineup together, the Knicks were close to a plus 10, so they were legit. But I just don't know if consistently those guys are going to be enough for the Knicks on the defensive side of the basketball. We saw Sims struggle in that preseason game. There was an and one. There was also another tough finish by Trey Mann. His defensive positioning just was not that ideal. And then Precious Achiuwa is about 6'7", 6'8" on a good day. So he doesn't have that size. He can rebound. There's no question about it. Both of them can. But Moses Brown is, again, 7'2", former first team all defense in the G League. Last season in the G League averaged 16 and 11 in 6 appearances. For the actual Blazers team, 4 boards in 9 minutes. I mean, that is a very, very high level efficiency. That's what the Knicks need right now. I would love for Brown to end up making the roster, the 15-man. I don't personally think he will. I think it's going to go to Ariel Hukporti just because he's a cheap option, and we took him in the second round, so he's a homegrown player that we're trying to develop. But I do think what's going to happen is the Knicks are going to cut Brown by October 22nd, which is our first game against the Boston Celtics in TD Garden. And then I think they're going to bring him back to the G League. He probably will get an opportunity because I'm not sure how high I am on Jericho Sims, Precious Achiuwa. Look how long we waited to bring back Achiuwa, which goes to show he was a last option. I think we should have done more to address the center position outside of Karl-Anthony Towns. Yes, that was a big move, but Cat's more of a 4, so we still need somebody that can defend and that can rebound. I mean, Cat averages, 8 boards a game in his career? Can I find that? He averaged 9 boards a game last year. In terms of his career, he averages, actually, I'm way wrong on that. He averages 11 boards. I didn't know Cat was getting that many boards. That's on me. He did average, actually last season, he averaged 8.3. The year before that, 8.1. So I guess the last 2, he actually has averaged 8 rebounds a game. So maybe I'm not that off. But yeah, I just would love to get a big 7-footer behind Cat on this depth chart until Mitch comes back. Once he does, there's not going to be much use for Brown. But again, the stretch from October to January is going to be huge. We're competing for the number 1 seed. If there is a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals, ideally speaking, we would not want to be, of course, playing the Celtics on the road. We want to have that in MSG because the crowd's going to be electric. So in terms of Moses Brown, well, let's dive into it. Let's look at his highlights. So let's look at his highlights, guys. There's a lot of good, a lot of bad. This is the most recent Lakers Summer League and 1 finish. I mean, there's just not anyone on this team right now that can match up with his size and strength. Even right here, just bullies his way in. You can see Brown is definitely lean. He's pretty skinny, so a matchup dependent for sure. Nice little putback right here against teams that don't have much size. I think Brown is going to be a force to be reckoned with. If it's a physical tall center, then no, absolutely not. But just throw it up to him. Easy buckets. The Knicks are going to be able to rest Karl-Anthony Towns. It just depends on the matchup. Again, I do like Achiuwa and Sims in certain scenarios, but also I think Brown would benefit us if, again, we just aren't getting rebounds. We want second chance points. I also like Brown's vision. It's very underrated. John Wall, it's just vintage. That's an incredible, one of the best passes I think I've ever seen. I mean, if I'm being honest. And then gets the board, needs to go up strong, does get fouled, but you can see just not the most strength in the world. And just a wide open dunk, which is going to happen often too because teams are trying to double team and see the ball handler. You can see right there, just follow. I don't know how you lose a 7'2" man. Good outlet pass right here for the dunk. See what we got here. Paul George is going to drive baseline. Oh my goodness. Good foul right there. If you're going to foul someone, make sure they don't make the shot. Spin move and 1. Oh my God, that was definitely the best highlight I've seen so far. Right here to Brown. You need to go up strong. He does. Gets fouled. That's Zubac, who's going to have no chance. Knocks on the free throw. He was going 1 of 2 on virtually all of these, which isn't that bad for a 7'2" guy. Make one of them if you're going to get fouled, right? Preferably and ones. And you can see just getting boards, they're going to let him do that. Nobody's going to contest a 7'2" guy unless Josh Hart actually might even win that. But pretty weak shot there with his opposite hand, but he did get fouled. And then this is an and one. I put that in there because I just like the effort to go in to try to make a play. Why not? And soft finish right there with his left hand, but still, I mean, you've got to go up strong. Like right there, I like going up strong. He doesn't make it, but use your size as much as possible. Hold that ball up right here. You can see he does bring it down. He gets fouled. Gets to the free throw line. Does make a free throw. He always misses his... That one, I think he made his first one. But he normally misses his first and makes his second. So he's got decent touch, guys. This is his best game of his career. Going up, that's Marcus Smart. We're talking about all first-team defense. We're talking about Robert Williams. Shot blocking machine right here. That's going to be a near and one. Okay, get at the free throw line. There's one. There's two. Good job. I mean, this was, what, 3 years ago. So 3 years ago was definitely his best season. He was first-team all-defense in the G League and, of course, had this monster game. So I like that. And guys are just losing him. Robert Williams, you can see, goes for the block on the guard. Wide open dunk. I mean, we're looking at guys like a Tyler Kolek, right? I mean, him and Moses Brown could be extremely deadly on the pick and roll, or if Kolek just goes up with it, throws it off the backboard, and Brown goes up and gets it. I mean, like that right there, guys, that's going to happen so much because the center has to help on the blow-by. And it's just every single time. I mean, I think this could be a common occurrence. 9 to 10 minutes in the game. Is that Poku? I don't know. I think that was Poku, but that is Poku. Oh my goodness, this is old, dude. Poku on the Mavs. Nice little drop-off dunk right there, and that's going to be it. In terms of Moses Brown, I don't think he ends up making the 15-man. I think the Knicks are going to release him, cut him October 22nd, and then I think the Knicks are going to bring him back for their G League team, and if there's an injury or if Sims or Achua is struggling, then they'll bring him up for size, rebounding, dunks, things like that. But again, guys, we just don't have much room. Brunson, Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, Cat, McBride, Achua, Mitch, Hart, Payne. That's 10 right there. Kolek's 11. And then with Cordy is going to be 12. We got TJ Warren, Kevin McCullough, Pacome Dadier. These, I'm not saying them specifically, but Chuma Okeke's fighting for a spot. TJ Warren's fighting for a spot. You have to account for that. So we just don't have room. Let's be realistic here. But in terms of this signing, I like it. A guy that's turning just 25 next week. That's 7'2", 258 pounds. Defensively, very elite in the G League. Has the size to be able to rebound. 4 boards in 9 minutes is pretty damn good if we're being honest, guys. I mean, imagine that in a per 36 sample size. You do the math on that. You math guys, let me know down below if you really want to, because I'm kind of curious what that would be per 36. But in terms of where the Knicks are at right now, we just need more consistency and more depth in the interior. Jericho Sims, I just am not a fan of his defense. He was out of place in that first preseason game. He was absolutely terrible. He's one of the worst defenders statistically in the league last season, guys. Precious Achiuwa in certain matchups is great. I don't love him at the 5. I like him at the 4. I know some of you guys were saying, hey, look, let's start Brunson. Let's start Bridges. Let's start Anunoby at the 3, and then put Precious at the 4 and Cat at the 5. I think that actually could work. But for me personally, I want my best players on the starting lineup. I would just put our best 5 players out there. I mean, Josh Hart in the playoffs was legit our second best player, in my opinion, behind Brunson. So let's just keep it, man. But it's your boy, Knicks Daily. You guys are effing awesome. I'll see you later. I'm probably going to be going live for the game, so see you there.